See if this helps. No, we didn't end up playing last night. See, in this hopefully we'll be able to play tonight. Yeah, we were getting the computer set up and everything, and it was a realization that, like, oh, we don't have a microphone. You can't even see our faces because we got a computer in the bedroom now that we're going to do it on. It's still doing it. Still dropping frames, I know. Huh. Believe it or not, I don't hold... I think... I don't know. I think... Use whatever browser works for you. I'm not going to hold it against you. I think they're... So I think what he's calling rotation is not what I'm talking about. Unless we apply this, like, in theory, using this method, we could shift everything by just going across the horizontal. All right, well, let's try this. Does Internet Explorer still exist? It is? I mean, I know there's Explorer, but not Internet Explorer. I don't think I have Internet Explorer anymore. There's Edge. Pretty sure IE is gone. I don't have it. There's Explorer, but that's a local file system browser. Yep, RIP, rest in peace. R.I.P. Explorer. What number is this Wild Jam? Number 47. Okay, so Godot Wild Jam 47. Create folder. Uptown girl. We're gonna try. We'll see if I can understand this, Obsidian. You got it set as a tool, but this wasn't meant to be a plugin, right? Well, let's try messing around with this thing. We'll create a scene and we'll attach a script to it. Save the scene. And then let's see what we can do here. So we have this init value. What is value for? Pointy. I don't know what that is. What's the VIP? What are the points? I'm not trying to be trolly. Oh, okay. Groveling's not going to get you that. I'll think about it. 20 push-ups. Okay. So the initialization stuff I'm not sure about, but we have one, so I see Obsidian all the time. I dropped him a VIP so that people would see him chat know he's a very important person in the channel. I'm not saying you aren't, Redstone. But honestly, I don't know how to do it from here. So I'm going to have to do it when I'm not streaming. Yeah. Poor Redstone. So hexel represents one hexagonal cell. Is that what we're talking about? Is that okay? Oh, okay. 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 So this is a theoretical neighbor. Right, right. It's all relative positioning. I got you, man. Okay, this is making sense to me. Thanks. It's funny. I'm simultaneously. I don't have any bots, so I don't even know if any of that. I don't know what any of that does. Did I do it? Did it work? No. All right. I think I only have a set number of Now leave me alone. Watch. This is when Redstone gets real quiet, stops talking. It says I added you. I don't know. All right. So what is region? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. This is interesting. I did. I did. It says that I did in the chat. I don't have to tell you. I did it. Right here. Let me show you. It says, you have added Redstone 3. Redstone Pro 3 as VIP of this channel. No, I think I'll keep it that way. This guy's gotten a notification that he got VIP'd by me. He's going to be so confused. No, I tried. I did my best. All right. Now, are you happy? Now, how do I get rid of the other guy as a VIP? There we go. Now, can you leave me alone about it? With hex cell, you can get a list of all the cells within a range of cell you can get region on, including that cell. Redstone, you're acting very young, I've got to say. You're a young man, I presume. I figured as much. No. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's just interesting. It's interesting. Adults just feel hurt inside, not outside. That's something you got to learn. You just got to feel the pain inside and just swallow it. Oh, I know. I can't remember exact ages. It's not like I know everything or can remember everything. Okay, so sorry guys, I'm just imagining how to handle. Here's the other thing I was thinking about from gameplay perspective. It's funny, I haven't done a single piece of code yet. This seems more interesting to me, this kind of thing, but this rotation is probably better for widescreen layouts anyways. But what I'm trying to figure out off the top of my head, like, going in and out of these rings is easy. Well, and age isn't, I don't see it as being important. I was saying it more as from your youthful desire to make sure you have this VIP thing. To me, it seems like a something like youngin', you know, like in the young space. But, cause if I was younger, it'd be something I might very much desire or care about. But no. I don't look at age that way as far as being good or bad or like someone being less worthy of my attention based on their age. This is something I struggle with a lot with my daughter. When my nephews came over, actually, I forgot to kind of talk to them about how I always talk to her like she's an adult and treat her that way, and very specifically, like, don't talk about her like as if she's not in the room. There's certain ways that we talk down to children and stuff like that. I'm not saying you're a child, but we tend to like kind of there's leftovers from the history of children should be seen and not heard that ripple through time that still happen today. And it's very particular about interacting with them. That I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is, like, everyone has their worth, but yeah, when you get older, certain things you just discard as like, this is not really important for me to remember. And since I don't see age as like the delineating factor in somebody, it's just something I just discard. For instance, for some reason, Frozen, I always imagined being like in his 20s, and I don't know why. I don't know what it was. There was just something about the way that he talked about things and everything. I was like, oh, he's got to be younger than me. But then he starts mentioning all these old games, and I'm like, wait a minute. Like, is this guy just really well versed in old stuff? Like, something's not lining up here. I do too, except when I go and try to do a backflip, and it's like, oh man. Obsidian says when he used to babysit his nephew, I always wanted to put him in a Velcro suit and just stick him on a Velcro raw. Oh man. So guys, let me ask you a question though about this game idea. Let's just imagine we're using this controller here, and we can rotate clockwise or counterclockwise. How do we do that with this? Like, what is a good what's a good way to represent that idea of clockwise or counterclockwise with these kinds of buttons, and also on a joystick. The bumpers. Yeah, but what represents what? You know what I mean? Like, what represents clockwise and what represents counterclockwise? The bumpers seem to make a little bit of sense to me. Like, if we're rotating left or we're rotating right, is left clockwise and right counterclockwise? Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So right is clockwise, left is counterclockwise, right? Typically? Like, that's the best righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? I think that's probably the best. And if we use the D-pad and the arrow pads, we could follow that rule. Right. And that's like when you're screwing something in, you're rotating clockwise, righty-tighty. So I would imagine the right bumper or the right directional as being rotating clockwise, and then the left is rotating counterclockwise. Right. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're on the same page there. The problem with using... So the other thing is we need a way of navigating in and out of these rungs here. I think of them more as spokes, but I guess that's not accurate because a spoke would be a line coming out from the center to the end. So spoke isn't the right word. So ring, I think, is the best use of the word. What, bro, WTF of a game are we making? We're making a match 3 game that's hexagonally based, and you pick a ring and you rotate the ring in order to facilitate matching 3. So what will happen is you're going to get matches on 3 dimensions instead of just 2 like you can in a typical match 3 game. Beyond that, you'll also get like many more matches in a turn than typically found in match 3 where you're just rotating 2 pieces. I should also feel like it's going faster and a lot more should happen at once. But it's a complex... There's a lot of complexity with this in the data structure stuff and the input. I'm trying to like wrap my head around all of it. So like what I'm doing right now is just sort of exploring the work that is hopefully going to save me a bunch of time. That Redstone says that sounds boring. Man, if somebody had described Bejeweled to me, I would have said the same thing. And then it became like this giant hit. Granted, it was a different time. Please note, the guy who begged for VIP is now saying that what I'm working on sounds boring. Right. Well, that's what I'm curious about. The idea of rotating the entire ring presents like a lot of possibilities, and there's a lot of the data getting larger on the outside. I don't know. It presents some possibilities that might be interesting or might suck. Like, for instance, rotating on the outer ring might not be something that's all you ever have to do. Right? And then, like, what? Because you're going to almost always get, the further out you are, you're almost always guaranteed to get a match. So, I'm sorry, but I think I get anywhere in life you need to have people or that get bad self-confidence. Oh, okay. Well, I see what you're saying. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it sounds boring or not. The problem sounds interesting to tackle from a programming perspective. But I don't know what the game is yet in terms of like what will that actually do when you're playing it. And this is just to meet the requirements of a jam, right? Where I was not um so what I was imagining was rotating the entire ring. So it would be all of the cells in the ring would move one left or right. So, and that's where I'm thinking, you would go to the outer ring and almost always be guaranteed that if you do the outer ring, mathematically your probability of finding a match on the outside is always going to be higher. So to me, a higher point system would reward doing the inner rings. You would get more points finding matches that way. But the mid rings would also grant you the possibility of matching 5, right? So you'd kind of want to play it so that you could... Right. Well, it's not so much about predicting. It's just like how to handle that. Right. I do agree with that as far as predicting where... But, for instance, if we use his rotational thoughts here, we could use that to do the rotation on just one, let's call it an axis. So like this being one here. We should be able to complete the entire rotation by using these coordinates along one of the one of these at the top here. And you'll see that the point, the R value stays the same in that instance. Right. I agree that programming-wise, the challenge will be the collapsing part. To me, the gravity will be pointing toward the center. And so, yeah, handling that part and like what that looks like. But to me, it's like there's tons of like interesting spaces in it, right? So like where Redstone is saying this idea sounds boring, to me, it's not so much like, yeah, I'm thinking about the play in my head, but to me, the play in my head, there starts to be a lot of interesting possibilities. For instance, you can do a match. Where can I point that's good? So you can do a match coming down this way, going this way, a match going across the horizon, and a match going across in the opposite direction as well. So you have 3 dimensions of matches that you can make, which to me is like really interesting. Yeah. Obsidian's got a suggestion. I don't know. I think there's something interesting here is what I'm trying to say. I feel like it. I feel it in my jellies. But it's like a lot of like work to find out, right? So I kept playing it in my head, and I was like, this might be boring because of this. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. Instead of rotating the entire ring of the map, are you suggesting maybe we do something like this? Rotate the cells immediately around the selected cell. So how would that work? What do you... Oh. Either way. I see what you're saying. So like this. So you have a reticle, and then wherever you're selected, you're in the center one, but you're rotating around it. That's another possibility. See, I don't know. I feel like there's something here. So do you have... Right. The only ones you wouldn't be able to select are the outermost. But theoretically, you'd be able to do anything before the edges. That's interesting. Man, there's a lot of space in here that's interesting. That might be the ticket, just doing that. Might be right. Because, yeah, with my idea, the thing that I was running into was that, like, well, the problem becomes the wider you get, the more chance of getting a match becomes true. It just becomes probable that that's likely to happen doing it that way. But doing it this way, where you're just moving something around. So now you're talking about movement on a hex grid. Which means that maybe... See, then you get a question of which way should you go. You might even be able to combine the two rotation methods. I'm not sure what you mean. You know, I think you're right. Oh, you mean where you like flip or you rotate? And local ring around a cell. Yeah. Well, I think they're both worth playing around with, but they both are totally programmatically speaking completely different. Well, not totally completely different. I think if we were to do this, the first place we could start is right here. All right, so let me ask you a question. How do you populate the initial... How would you populate the initial hex cell? Like if I used get ring... So let's say get ring integer built in. No, use get region. So if I use get region, I can use that to get a resultant set that I can then plop into like a dictionary, right? So if I did test hex get region, and then I chose, I'm just going to do 1. Print this out. It's interesting because like I haven't put in a line of code yet. It returns objects. Create a hex cell at origin. So if I go hex cell new and I say value. Values can be a vec3. So if I did if I did a vec3 of 0, 0, 0 for my value, so I go vector 3 and I go 0, 0, 0, and then Try this again. Use those cells to fill a dictionary. So the returning objects, which are hex cells. So let's see. How do I collapse this? Let's see. So it's a property in this hex cell called QRS, which is effectively a vector 3. QRS. Get ring, get line to cell is valid. Round hex. Where do I see the... I don't see that as an exposed, like a global. So when you fill a dictionary, you can use dict xl.qrs. Where's QRS coming from, though, as far as... set. Oh, you're doing weird stuff with... You got getters, that's why. Get. But what is triggering... Oh, you're overriding get and set. Man, you're crazy, boy. Man, you crazy. You crazy. You are. For hex in get region, then we go print hex.qrs. Man, well, this is some crazy stuff. All right, okay. So now, but what is that region getting us? Let's try and get region 2. I'll just pretend like I know what you mean when you're saying serialized. All right, let's see. Let's look up region. So based on our region, so this is movement range. How are we determining region, though? So this is about intersecting. So what's region 0 getting us? Nothing. Region 1. See, this is what's confusing me. Because we've got a lot more than just... It's almost like it's only getting -1. And it's QRS, right? So it's Q, -1, R, +1, 0. So this one, and then 0, 1, So it's getting us these 3 here for the region. Yeah. I found a bug. So what about region 2? Oh, for the map I want to use, I do want to use ring. Okay. Let's try ring 1. And it burns, burns, burns. A ring of fire. Looks right. So, but region would be good, because, I mean, region is going to get me. It looks like region 1 has an issue, but anything beyond that seems to be okay. And it burns, burns, burns. No. Region 2 is also weird. Doesn't appear to contain any of the values for each layer on the ring. Oh, that's ring. Let's try region. Sorry, I'm not using region again. Let's try region 2. Yeah. I got you. This does look right for region. Any region higher than 2 seems to be okay. No problem. So that's fine, because we can use region to build our initial hexagons. Let's say that we're going to go and 6, 12, 24, 48. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that should build us out a giant list of vec3s, which we can populate into our dictionary. So, okay, so no need to have this var on the outside. Build. Let's just call it starting point. And then we'll get the region from that. And then we just dump all of this into a dict. So man, there's a lot to this. Whew. Guys, can I do this in 6 days? I mean, yes, you can. It's the old Obama chant. Okay. This is weird. It's just weird to be like in blankness, you know? Here we go. We're doing board again. And then we're just going to go board QRS. And then should we put it in, should we put the hex itself in, because it's returning a hex representation, right? Should we put the hex in as the value for the key in the dictionary? So it looks something like that. You don't need to store the hex. True. Oh, you're right, because you got all this crazy stuff you're doing. Man, boy, you crazy. Okay, so what am I going to put inside the value of the, I guess, type, right? Okay, so here's where we're going to steal from our other code base. Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah, I got you. I got you, cuz. So we're going to go null initially. And then, Print board. And yeah, so hopefully tonight we'll be able to. Why is the? Oh, it's getting bigger. Okay. We need to print the board at the end like this after the loop. Ah! Then we'll run it again. And there's everything. Okay, so now we can put our type in here. Exactly like how I refactored my other data stuff. So how many types? I don't know. And this is where things get a little weird. Because of our possible match space, the number of types that we might need might actually be much larger than what is common in a Bejeweled 8x8 grid, which I believe has 7 types to match the space, right? So we're dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we're guessing, let's say we need 4 types. I think we actually need more than that. It's weird. This is like a weird thing. I don't know. We might need a ton of different types. Who knows? So we'll do enum and call it types. And then how do you do enums? Do you put it in that or do you put it in this? I cannot remember. No, let's just do const. Can we do a named constant? I don't think we can. Can we? Type. And then I don't know. I don't know. Do I name them like this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this weird? Am I weird? Is this weird? 5. Enum is a named constant, right? Enum type. But am I putting it in parentheses? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so right. So we'll do. This is quite literal. It's funny that it corresponds to one number less than what it is. But for now, this will do, and then we'll set it to a random value from this enum, which is a dictionary, and so we can get a random value from a dictionary in Godot. I don't remember how off the top of my head. Well, presuming we can get a list of the values. In an array, we can just go and say, we can shuffle it and then get front. Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of enums, right? Because you can always change these names here. It's never going to break anything. Unless you do some weird stuff. So what we can do is we'll go var types equals type values, and then we'll shuffle types, shuffle, and then types, here we go, types front. And it should give us a bunch of random types. Let's see if that happens. Oh, we got to print the board out at the end here. Okay, yeah. And then what we want to do is randomize at the start of this. Go like that. So we get a random seed. And now we've got our giant hex stuff worked out. So the next thing we need to do is put them on the board. Sure. You don't have to ask. I guess you can just preface it with like, hey, I have a suggestion. But you don't have to ask. So like we could go and do a tile map here And mode could be, would it be isometric? Or no, we would do square, and then we would do, no, custom. How do you do, okay, so if we do custom, there's a way to shift the cells. Suggestion, create a random number generator object instead of using the built-in randomizer. With the object, you can control. Let me go get my chat back up. Papa's a sick papa. I'm going to get this on all scenes. With the object, you can control the randomizer with a seed. Isn't that what randomize does? Doesn't that create a seed? Or do you mean like, because you could set it up where you can give it a seed, and that way you can always recreate a board, right? But if I was testing, I could get the seed that it was built off of initially, right? And then I could always recreate that board. Like Minecraft. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. All right. Well, we'll do that. I'm going to just do it as a to-do. To-do. Create random number generator objects that we can feed as seed to. And I presume that the feed, like by default, we would use randomize to create that seed. And then maybe we print it in the bottom right corner of the game. And then for beta testing, then people can say, oh, I have a problem with this. And then it would be like, just send me a screenshot of the game that you're playing right now. And then I'd be able to just see the seed on the bottom corner and then use that to specify at the start, like we could have a hidden menu thing or something, and then you just pop the seed in there. And then, yeah, I got you. That was always the really cool, like the guys that made the Minecraft drones that would like, we just make random seeds and then they'd send these drones out. The drones would like go out to different places in the seed that was created and just take pictures of the world and then send them back. And then you just go to this website and just constantly refresh and see like interesting Minecraft seeds that they had just created these bot drone things to go out and take pictures of the surrounding areas and stuff. It's a really cool idea. I mean, it's all totally virtual world, but it's really interesting. Okay. That's cool. All right. Well, we'll put that as a goal. I see what you're saying though. Because randomize, can we do, let me, is that a GD script thing? Yeah. Uses time. Random from seed. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to you about that. How you even do that? I guess I'll look it up too. Okay. So we have our hexes. Now we need to represent the data. The object is called random number generator. Is there an existing? Oh, there is one. Oh. Oh, I see. Seed. It's an integer. Initializes a random number generator state based on the given seed value. Okay. There are some problems with the seed thing, though. Because I would need a way to generate the board. Because, like, now I instantly have to... Well, let's just get the board drawn on the screen. Now, I feel like isometric... is the way to go. If we use isometric and then... but isometric is really only for... It depends if we're going to do... It really just depends if we're going to do pointy or flat. So if we're going to do pointy, then we just need... we just need squares. We may have to, especially with this rotation concept. Let's get the wives artwork in here. I guess what I could do is create a scene that's called a hexagon. Hexagon. And then this could just be a 2D line or shape. Is it called a shape? What's the thing where you draw the lines? Line 2D. You've already got... There's a draw hex method here. You son of a biscuit, man. You've already got everything. Does this use... Can I just copy the method? Does it use anything else? Draw polyline. Put this in here. We're just stealing all... This is like brought to you in part by Obsidian. Or brought to you in every way by Obsidian. Alright, so... We'll just loop our board for each hex in board. And it's a vec2 value. Or vector3 value. So then we could say... draw hex. Wow, it expects a hex cell. Son of a misket. Size. It requires a size. Let's call it 8. And it requires a color. Color. We'll just do blue for now. This is going to look weird because it's all going to... Did it not like me? Hey, girl. And boy. Hi, you want to say hi? You want to go on the stream? Oh, it's in a draw command. You want to praise the arcades? Yeah? You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi. Say hi, everybody. I'm on the stream. I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna pwn some news. Right. Yeah. Sound good? I gotta pwn some noobs, guys. See you later. Bye. Keeps pwning them noobs, dudes. All right. I like how he comes in here and like 2 seconds later my mic's totally messed up and I gotta like do all this work to fix it. Okay, I just want to get it on the board. So we'll do update here after all this stuff. And then on the draw command, we'll go, well, let me steal, we'll do this. I'm going to steal that. I'm going to steal this. We're going to replace it with update. Just for now. And then we're going to go func, draw, and then do this. And okay, so we have something. Now, one thing I'm noticing is our center point and all that kind of stuff, right? So we do need to have we do need to have something, since we're using a node 2D, we need to have a node 2D that's centered in our space. Move the node. You know what? Your node is movable. Do you mean like this? There we go. Something is wrong about this. The numbers are off. So maybe I'm not... something is not right about this region. The sides are wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 5 here. There's 6 here. 6 and then a 5 on the top. Something's... Well, there's 6 on the bottom. There's only 5 on the top. There's 5 here. Get region is bugged. Huh. With get ring. And it burns. Okay. So we'll do another for loop. Can we do that? Can we put const in the, like that? Can't remember. So we'll do const size. We're going to do 5. And then, so 4, ring in size. Then we do this loop. And we go and we say get ring. But do we need 0? Do we need to start from 0? Can we do a 4 on a number? No, that's not going to work. Do we want to do a while statement? For ring and range size. That's what it is. Okay, so now we're looking right. Now let's make this a little bigger. So we'll double it with 16. And ring 0 is your origin. And it's hard to know if it actually has a ring 0, though I don't think it does. Hard to know. So we have color. We don't have a fill for this, though. So we're doing a polyline, but no fill. So we could probably mod that a little bit to do a fill. Let me print. See how many rings we're doing. So we do start with 0. Okay. And we're not going up to 5, so we actually want to go size 6 because we're starting from 0. And there we go. Okay. So how do I get my debugger to run the game on this screen? Because it keeps going over to the other screen. Like if I run it here, we're fine. But if I run the debugger here, maybe if I make the launch file, is there a place I can tell it what screen to run it on? No? Curious. It's favoring the primary display. Okay. So the other thing that your draw hex doesn't have is you can't tell it to be pointy or flat. So I'm going to do a feature request. Yeah, dude, it's great. I mean, it feels right at home in all the Godot stuff. I'll tell you that. It's based on the orientation of the cell. So if I say here, and I specify the orientation here, I can say flat, is what you're telling me. So if I say false, and then how do we represent orientation? So can I do hex cell orientation flat? Like that? Or what did I get wrong? See if again. Let me see if rinse. It is returning the right number. Let me try pointy. Am I doing... Oh, it's the draw. It's the draw. So I want to do this, but I want to do it over here. Hex cell new false, flat. There we go. Okay. This is true too. I suppose you could even have constant that you set with the enumerator of orientation here, and then it would be something you could tweak in all of the code for like the default. Like defaults have a constant. All right, well, Frozen. I don't know why I want to call you Wells now. Have a good one. Did we lose? I think we lost our Redstone. Redstone, are you here? Redstone, come in. I can't shake him! So what we can do here, we have these different types. Soul Vampire, how are you doing? It's been a while. Been a while since I've talked to Soul Vampire. Oh yeah, Godot color. Here we go. And then we have all these here. And it's been a while since I've talked to Soul Vampire. Which one? So we're going to have a big color board. 0, 1. 2. 3. 4. And then this is going to be color. I don't know. Aqua. Color. Blanche Dalmond. I don't know what that is. Color. Dark slate gray. Color. I'm not going to look. Lawn green. Color. Mint cream. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, nice. Okay, so we have these colors here. And then we'll just go... And we'll say color board. And then get the value from our hex. So now we should have some representations of the different stuff. And we do, but it looks a wee bit wonky because we don't have any fills in our cells. So, because we could use color for the outline. So I'm going to change this a bit. Let me just add fill, which will also be a color. And draw polyline. Let's look this up. Color, float. So polyline is just the lines. If we do draw a polygon, and then we draw a polyline on top of that, we should get the what I'm trying to do. So let's try this. Points, but it is expecting a color pool array for some reason instead of just a single color. So maybe that's not what I want to do. Draw a line. Draw a polygon. What's an easy way to cheat and do a fill? I mean, we do have this polyline colors. Draws interconnected line segments with a uniform width segment by optional anti-aliasing. Colors are assigned to line segments. Index points between colors. Okay, so we're going to need to use polygon for sure. Draws a solid polygon of any amount of points, convex or concave. Use draw colored polygon to draw. Unlike draw colored polygon, each point's color can be changed. Oh, so we want to use draw colored polygon. Here we go. All right. And we're getting closer to. Okay, so we're going to draw this first. And we'll use our points. And for now, let's just use the color. Like, why don't we just use the same color? And let's get rid of this fill idea. And then color or anything, are the other ones required? They are not. UVS. Let's see what draw polyline, what you filled in as needed. Width and anti-aliasing. So I can get rid of the rest. But for anti-aliasing, we might want to say be true. Actually, no, because we're going to have that. We don't need to worry about that for. Let's see. All right, so we got a bunch of polygons. So we just need to mess around with the colors to represent the types, and then we need to go and build out a. You can tell the center cell is not being dealt with either. Instead of drawing the colors, why not spawn a sprite, set their sprite position to the position of the cell, and change the sprite self-modulate color? Yeah, but you had this. You have this. And I also think that, for just being a jam and what I need to do for a jam, this is fine. What I can do is find a color wheel somewhere and then just pick the color temperature, like the color values that I need. And then I'm not even having to deal with sprites or anything like that. The game's going to be super small this way too, right? So you got this, and it's going to work for me. I almost think we don't even need to do a draw polyline if we're going to do it with a polygon. We don't, but we should turn on that aliasing because that looks like crap. So, so let's get that aliasing going. The anti-aliasing, I should say. We don't want the aliasing. Draw polygon, but we want to use polygon colors. Draw colored polygon. My goodness. What racist developers at Godot. awful people. It truly is an international. It's truly an international project that's not even thought about. But I'm also my friends just are awful people. So now vector 2 array. Okay. And then we want null for texture because we're not going to set a texture for it. And then normal map is null. See, doing it this way too, there's a lot of possibilities for it. And then true for the aliasing. There we go. So now we have anti-aliasing on. We're using just straight polygon. And let's bring the other one back. Here, I'm going to keep this, and then we're going to go... We're going to get your line back. And then what we'll do is we'll put this back in here like this. Oops. We'll draw the polyline. And what we'll do is we'll just specify the color to be black. And now we should have an outline of all of our hex cells. Okay. So it's starting to look like something. The colors are awful. Does anyone have a website that they could recommend for color wheel stuff or color picker, color theory? No. I know there's a website just for games too, for like color picker. Color picker. No way. Which of these baby animals is known as a calf? A cow. I feel like I've done this one already. Which of these baby animals is known as a calf? A lion or a red deer? We're going to go with red deer. Yes. Manatee or a rabbit? We're going to go with manatee. Oh, list. There we go. An anteater or a bison? We're going to go with bison. So far, we're good on all these. An alligator or a wildebeest? We're going to go with wildebeest. Hippopotamus or duck? We're going to go with hippopotamus. Lemur or rhinoceros? Ooh. Rhinoceros. Hedgehog or walrus? Walrus. One more. Can we get it? Can we get it? Ostrich or giraffe? Oh. Well, we're going with giraffe because an ostrich comes from an egg. And I don't think you're going to call... A reindeer or a hamster? We're going to go with reindeer. Yay! Okay. I just got some points. Here we go. This one's kind of nice. It's kind of natural, naturey. I want something that really pops. This one looks pretty good. One. But we need a lot of variation. This seems pretty good. We can get even... Oh, man, this is cool. This is gonna... How do I look at this? Can I change this into not being HTML? Let's see if we can do color. I forget. This is hex, right? Can you do hex color from red, green, blue? I forget how hex color works. Is it RGB? Is that what the hex represents? Yes. Okay. So let's see. We need 5 shapes to start with. I don't know if I like this. Let's go back. Trying to go fast. Man, this like copper trend is really interesting. Oh, okay. Maybe a puzzle game. Puzzle. So puzzle's not working. Tetris? What do you do something like Tetris? Matching? That doesn't make any sense. Bright. Grape soda. A lot of these are hue, like scales, or like hues. This is actually vibrant. That's a good idea. This one seems good. Now, why is there... The example has a ton of different... Oh, I see it. So there's like a blue, which is this. So we'll do color. But it's hex based. So see, I don't think it's gonna like from HSV. All floats. Is it going to give me... Can I get this color palette in any other way besides hex? This is really weird. I can just do that? I didn't know that. Okay. So we're going to get the brighter here. We're going to get this green here. And is it a dot? No, it's not a dot. Because we're dealing with types. So let's get rid of all this stuff.